Think about it. What do people usually say when they're kind of sick of how they're living their life and they want, something better or to change things around? They usually say, oh, I just need to get more discipline. I need to do this. I need to start doing this. I need to do this. And they come up with this like frantic list of this like perfectly disciplined day that if they could just somehow repeat, it would change probably it would change the pattern of how much time they probably waste right now. And it's a huge thing, especially in younger people, mostly because of short form content. And it's fucking, I'm telling you, I understand attention and addiction and all these things to a really high level. And that fucking phone gets me all the time. And I know it's getting me and I still can't get out of it. Like scrolling. And anybody that, somebody might say, oh, doesn't get me. It's like fucking good. I hope it stays that way forever because I am highly into all this recovery stuff and the fucking scrolling still gets me. And I know it gets a lot of other people because I'm very strong at my, I don't know, very strong with my attention and discipline and beliefs and understanding of psychology, blah, 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 fucking blah. You know what I mean? And it gets me. So people that have none of that stuff, which is a lot of people, probably gets them exponentially more than it gets me. And I hear this all the time and people are like, I don't know what to do, but I'm fucking wasting like 5 hours of my day scrolling. Like I can't stop. I don't know what to do. I sit on the couch and like 4 hours is gone. And it's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? They're like, well, I'm going to start getting up at 5 in the morning. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to read 10 pages of a book. I'm going to fucking cold shower. I'm going to do all this stuff. And that's the mistake that everybody makes, is they try to fix an attention problem with discipline. And I'm not talking about attention like, I mean attention of the moment, the present moment. I might lose people with the fucking present moment shit. Just fucking hang around, alright? Like, I'm not a hippie, one of them fucking spiritual freaks that just goes crazy with the ayahuasca all the time and is just a psycho. That's not me. I'm talking about the present moment. Think about it logically if you want. The present moment is you right here, right now, okay? Well, when you scroll, what's happening? You are kind of outsourcing your attention to this machine that can, at the flick of a finger, make you happy, make you sad, make you angry, make you laugh, make you learn something, show you something cool, give you an aspiration of a place to visit, introduce you to a new person who is really influential or really motivating to you, over and over and over and over. You're outside, really, of the moment that you're in. And kind of. But the pattern gets worse when you realize that later on, the next day, a week from now, whatever, you're bored, you don't know what to do, maybe you're uncomfortable internally without even realizing it. You know, because you've done it before, obviously, that if you just go sit on the couch and it'll take you out of this boring, monotonous moment that you're in. Maybe you're angry, or maybe you're confused, or maybe you're overtired, or maybe any negative internal emotion. You know you can solve that by just fucking doing this. Because it works. It really does work. And so you're pulling yourself out of the moment to then go and fucking scroll. And then you try to fix it with discipline. So what is discipline? Discipline is, at its very heart, is staying in the present moment all day, every day. Discipline is not the fact that you do the same thing all the time, or that you've done a certain thing every day for a long period of time, or that you do things in spite of how you feel. That's not discipline. Discipline just really means you're somebody who's present. Because, truthfully, I think, think about it like working out. This is usually you think discipline and working out. People think it takes discipline to work out. I don't agree. Because I think that everybody, somewhere deep inside, even if it's super repressed, wants to be in good shape. And I don't think that's narrative. I think it's a human body begs for movement, is nourished by movement. That is a natural part of the human body that you cannot escape. And so the human body wants movement. It might show up as weightlifting or CrossFit or high rocks or running or any form of exercise, yoga, Pilates, it doesn't matter. The body wants movement. So everybody I believe this. Everybody wants to exercise. I mean, we call it exercise now, but it's really movement. Like, people want to move. The body wants to move. And so why is it that it's hard to do something that your body wants to do? You know what I'm saying? It sounds bullshit and fucking cliche, but your body wants to do it. So why is it hard to do it? Well, it's not hard to do it. It's just that, not every day you wake up wanting, motivated to move. Like, even like out your house. It's like, it's a state change. Maybe you're at rest, right? You wake up, eat breakfast, you're at rest. Now you have to go get yourself to go to the gym. Well, you want to go to the gym, but your mind is having a hard time, seeing the difference between being in a rest state to being in a movement state. So it says, this is hard, I don't want to do it. It gives you all the stories. But that's pulling you out of the moment, because it's your mind jumping ahead to the future, to the workout in the future, and pulling out all these assumptions of what's going to happen and bringing them back to you and saying, this is going to happen in the future, so I don't want to go here for whatever reason. Your mind's jumping out of the moment. Well, if you were present, you wouldn't even be thinking that far. Like, really, it is this simple. You would be sitting there eating breakfast. You might notice your thoughts drift ahead. Well, you pull them back, right? Because you're present. And then you finish eating, and then you would move you get dressed, and you wouldn't be thinking about the workout. You wouldn't be thinking about anything in the future. You'd be thinking about, the feeling of the shirt going over your body. You're like in the present moment, not anywhere else. And then you into the car, and maybe you feel sore, maybe you feel tired. Doesn't matter. You're feeling all of it. You're feeling all the soreness, all the everything, and you're still moving because you're present. You're not wishing for the future to be different. So thinking about all these different things that you could be doing other than working out. You're not thinking about the past and, all the things that have sucked into your life so far that make it miserable and you're never going to be anything, so why even try? That's thinking in the past. That's outside the moment. It's like, then you move, you keep moving. Now you're in the gym. Now you're working out. Now the blood flow's going. Now, like, the happy things start to come back. But it doesn't matter because you're still moving. It's like, discipline is not the answer. Presence is the answer, because presence doesn't need discipline, doesn't need force, doesn't need, command. The present moment, it just exists, and if you're in it, you exist also. And it's honestly the most freeing sensation of all time, because you don't deny or accept feelings. You just, they come and they come, and you did whatever. You don't jump ahead and make stories. And so when people try to fix a present moment issue with discipline, they're just amplifying the same problem. They're taking, they're trying to force themselves to act in spite of jumping outside the moment. And what will that lead you to? Maybe you stop scrolling, right? And you go to the gym the next day. And then the next day later, it's like the same uncomfortable feeling that drives you to scroll is the same one which you haven't confronted or figured out is the same one that shows up on the second day of trying to go into the gym. Now you're uncomfortable. Well, now you're thinking in the future. Now you're thinking in the past. Now you go scroll. Now you don't go to the gym. Yes, I'm simplifying, but discipline is not the answer. Presence is the answer, because the present moment is staying with the moment no matter what it is. And when you can do that, when you can honestly do that, and not make any stories about why it is that you are a certain way right now, you just move through the day. Like, I can't tell you how many times I'm like in the morning and I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym. And then I think to myself, I'm thinking too far ahead. What am I doing right now? I'm eating breakfast. Eat breakfast. Be here and eat breakfast. And then when breakfast is done and the moment is now getting ready, like get my shoes and my bag packed, whatever. Oh, maybe I don't want to go to the gym. You're thinking in the future, right? What are we doing right now? We're packing our gym bag. Just pack your gym bag, right? Pack your gym bag. Well, the next moment comes, getting in the car. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You're thinking too far in the future. Where are you right now? You're in the car. What do you want to do in the car? Put some music on. Just listen to music. Don't even think about the gym, right? You're here right now in the car listening to music. Then it's like you just move from moment to moment, but you're not actually moving anywhere because you're just staying inside the present moment, and the real skill is being able to notice, when you jump out of it and pulling yourself back. And you build that with meditation. That's why meditation is the core of everything that I've ever learned for recovery from all my bullshit. Is meditation, because meditation taught me the skill of presence. Presence taught me how to be. And when I could be, I didn't need to use these little tricks like discipline and hacks and motivation and, self-hate, hating myself enough to do things. It's like, no, I don't need any of that. It's like discipline is not the answer, especially if you want to change your life. Because if you don't like the way your life is right now, it means it's an attention issue. Really, I promise you that. And if you don't think it is, if you think hard enough, you'll realize that it is. It's an attention issue. Not that you can't pay attention. It's that you're paying attention to the wrong thing outside the present moment. It's confusing. And honestly, you can't learn it outside of meditation. I don't believe. That's the other thing. Like, yeah, I might be rambling now, but I don't think that you can learn how to be present without meditation. I think you can access presence through maybe some of your favorite activities that induce presence, whatever they might be, running, fucking underwater basket weaving, jiu-jitsu, fighting, whatever it is, where you feel present. But that's the activity that brought it out. Can you bring it out in yourself? Probably not. The best way, maybe the only way to train it, is in meditation. If you can learn meditation, you can learn presence. If you can learn presence, you now have control over your attention. When you have control over your attention, how you feel and what you think don't have any influence over what you do every single day. And now the life that you don't like, that you're wasting all this time in, can change seamlessly. It's very confusing because it seems like it should be harder than it is, but it's actually not hard at all. You're just telling yourself it's hard because you're outside the moment. When you're inside the moment, it's nothing at all. You're just there. I know that's heady. I know that's fucking spiritual language and blah, blah, fucking blah. I'll tell you what. Don't learn it. That's fine. I ain't trying to push it on you. I'm just letting you know. It's just the most powerful thing I ever found. And I looked through it all. All the bullshit. Presence is the power. That's the answer. It's the best thing you could ever learn in your life. Presence.